Okay, so we've completed our design, we've set the laser cutter up, that's switched on and autofocused. What we need to do now is we need to make sure that we send the design to the laser cutter. What I'm going to do for the sake of speed and this demonstration is not do the whole thing. I'm literally going to just highlight the first box and send that. File, print, OK, and that should have been sent to the laser cutter now. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check that that's been received. Now at the moment it still says that it's auto-focusing. Now this is a little bit of a confusing issue, particularly if you're not used to the laser cutter. What you can do is if you press F1, that should go back, and you'll notice there at the very top you will be able to see 01 finger box. It's well worth mentioning that before you do any other design, before you cut anything else out, always make sure that you are on the right one, otherwise you will cost yourself in time and expensive materials if you're cutting the wrong thing. Usually the design as it's sent will scroll on to the next one, but sometimes if it's a design with a lot of information and a lot of parts, sometimes it doesn't, so it's always well worth checking that you're actually on the right one. Okay, so we're auto-focused, we've sent the design, we've received the design, the machine is all set up and auto-focused. What I'm going to do now is just lower the lid, and then I'm going to press the two extractors on. Now the first one is on the silver machine to the right, so click the green button there and you'll notice immediately that that comes on and it's telling us that it's clean running. So that's okay. Second one, which is very noisy, we need to turn on the extractor there. It's very important that you get into the habit of using both extractors, otherwise it won't take away all the heat and the smoke and you'll end up with a small fire. So I'm just going to do that one there, click that on, and then I'm going to press start there. It's worth noting also that the machine, when it's finished, will stop automatically, so you don't need to press stop when the machine's finished. If you do so, it will just cycle through that again and restart. Press start there, and then the laser cutter is going to start rastering the word box. Once again, we set the engraving so that it's black, so that's going to be the first thing. Once it's completed that word box, it will go on to the next thing, which is the cutting out of the material, and that will be in red, and that should go round. And the difference obviously between rastering and cutting out the outside shape, you'll see in a moment. If when you're cutting you're aware that the machine is not quite going at the right speed, you can stop the machine, adjust the settings and have another go. Providing you don't remove the material or move the material, then you should be able to cut or raster in exactly the same place. Where people have problems is if they take the machine and take the piece of material out of the machine and then they try and put it back in exactly the right place. You never really have the opportunity to do it as exactly as you want. And that's cutting.